Another race and another round here with the Medieval Racing League here, and we go to our first short track on the schedule. This week we head to the infamous Bristol Motor Speedway, and what are we going to expect here? It's going to be a very interesting race as we get set for 250 laps with the Dented Fenders 250 here on ESPN. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to ESPN. My name is Sam Cavetta here for this one here, and joining me in the broadcast booth is none other than Mr. Byron Rodney. And Byron, you said last week that we were heading to the blender, and to the blender we are here, and it's going to be an interesting one tonight.
Bristol Motor Speedway, right on that state line between Tennessee and Virginia. This is where you take all of the sheet metal that these cars have, put them in a high-speed blender, turn it on frappe, because that's kind of what happens around here as we're watching practice and go on the track.
Now we are, and we're seeing 18 drivers set to take the green here tonight at Bristol, and it's going to be very interesting to see who can come out on this on top in this one. It was Brennan Biesinger who came out with the win last week, somehow making it through and getting the win. And what a finish we saw last week here, Byron. It was one that was very, very dramatic at the end.
Yeah, it was, but we're at a whole different type of track today, so I can't really say anything that we saw last week's going to transfer over to this track, as these guys are going to be hauling the mail in the high banked half mile here at Bristol.
That it is, as we are set to go qualifying in just under a minute now, so make sure you get yourselves ready for this one, as we are going to be seeing probably more than our fair share of cautions here tonight. Obviously, this place very competitive, and definitely going to be looking forward to seeing what these guys can offer here tonight. And Byron, you say we go to the high-speed blender, but what realistically are we expecting from this one here tonight?
We always talk about short track racing. We talk about cautions all the time here on these short tracks, and what we've seen with this group of guys is we haven't seen caution after caution here, with this group. So I don't know exactly how we're going to, what to expect on here. I do know that the high banks of Bristol, tires are going to be an issue. They're going to be running, if I'm taking a look right, they got no fast repairs. They need to keep the cars intact. They need to keep the tires they've got on it. They've got 5 sets. The one they're starting with, and the 4 more in the pits, 250 laps are going to go by real fast here on the high-speed blender.
Now they are, as we're looking at the 68 of Brennan Biesinger making his way around the track right now, and I'm going to make sure I've got my cameras right, and there we do. I do now. As Biesinger making his way around, and he's already on his fast lap already as he comes out of turn 2 in towards turn 3, and he's operating the middle to high line at the moment, just trying to make sure it stays off the wall here, and he goes into pole position. Jordan Collins going to go into second place. Ryan Ezell goes into P3, and going to be very high paced, and these lap times going to come in very quickly as Josh Maxwell just abandoning his lap, it seems.
Yeah, it looks like he got out there. Chad Biesinger out there now trying to lay down his laps. They got to send it in here. They got to not send it so hard that it washes right up to that outside wall and taps that wall and disallows a qualifying time. But if you take a good look at the qualifying times coming in, throw a blanket over them, we're under a second, between the top qualifying time and the rest.
That we are, as Chad Biesinger slots into P5. Matt Hartbrook is out there as well. It looks like he's going very slowly around the track too, so not really sure what that's about. As there is Jeff Carson as well. Ryan Ezell is in pit road, but he's already put his times in. He's good enough for P6. Jordan Collins is there in P3, and he's just going around the track as we look at Kevin Ruff now out on track.
Kevin Ruff, our top practice speed out on the track came from Kevin. See what he can lay down on this track. Looks like he's got a good handle on it. on this vehicle, on this track, as Kevin takes it around the first time. Doesn't get a time on there. Here we come to the start-finish line. Move Tavin up to second place, but that second lap's going to be disallowed as he did slap that outside wall on the second lap.
That he did. So second place for Kevin Ruff there in the 12. He will not get a second time in here as he comes out of turn 4 and will cross the line, a time that will be disallowed. Brick Swope has just gone into P6 now in his number 14 machine. Very interesting paint scheme on his car. We're still waiting for times from Kevin Sibilia, Craig Burns, Josh Maxwell, Kevin Zabladil, Jerry Culver, Brian Fine, and Michael Sheffield. As Brian Fine, just as I say that, makes his way out of pit road in the McDonald's number 57.
Yep, 57 machine being piloted up onto the track as he brings it up to speed, heading off into turn 3, 4. Holds it up high against that wall so he can get that downhill run, headed to the starting line. We're going to start one lap around here. Dives it into turn 1, lets it just eat as it goes around the corner, let it rotate. Gets all he can on the throttle on exit on turn 2, brings it, dives it, holds it way high up in turn 3. Maybe he's going to go for that second lap as the fast one. See where the first lap puts Brian Fine. That's going to slot him to the 9th position.
Good time there for Brian Fine. He goes ahead of Jordan Atta, Jeff Carson, and Matt Arbrook. As we only have about, we've still got about 6 minutes left, so a lot of time for drivers to come out and set times here. And the main thing to do here, Byron, probably the favourable line around this track will be to go around the high line here, but the biggest challenge here at Bristol is just staying off that wall here.
Yeah, staying off of that wall. Riding that high line, yeah, you're going to be flirting with that wall. You got to let that car rotate in that corner, but it's also going to be a very hard place to pass here at this track because you're going to have to make that pass down on the low side. And if you've got worn tires, you're not going to be able to hold that low groove and keep your momentum up. So, yeah, the high line is probably where they're going to want to be. But it's going to be interesting to see as I don't see anyone else out on the track right at the moment.
Jerry Culver's just come out on track as he's coming out across the lines to start his qualifying run right now. So, Culver looking for a good time here as he comes down out of turn 2 towards turn 3. And Craig Burns is out on track. We'll go to him in just a second as Culver flies it out of turn 4. Let's see if this is a decent time here for the number 3 driver, and that'll put him up to P7 after just one lap, and he's doing well to keep it off the walls here as he goes in towards turn 3. Going to take a middle line through that corner, and it's just going to be an improvement as he goes flying out of turn 4. Jerry Culver, not an improvement this time around. He will stay in P7 right now as we've just had Craig Burns finish his qualifying run. He's slotted into P8.
Yeah, Jordan Collins out on the track, turning a couple of qualifying laps. He slots into the 5th position with that first one. He's got a good second lap going. It looks like that first lap is where everyone's getting their speed on it.
Kevin Zabladil is out on track now as well in the number 17 machine. Let's see what he can do in that Chevrolet SS as he makes his way across the line and starts his first lap, taking a very high line through 1, a middle line through 2, going to stay high in on the backstretch towards turn 3, high line through 3, low line through 4 as he's going to dive down towards the finish line here, a 15.507. That'll put him good enough for P9. Let's see if lap 2 will be an improvement as he comes out of turn 2 in towards turn 3 here.
Yeah, he's got an interesting technique on that turn 3-4 complex. He's doing what we call a late apex on it as he just taps that wall on the outside, but he does improve, moves himself up to the 4th position, but he paid the price for that 4th position. They'll have to beat some sheet metal out before we get to the starting line.
Kevin Sibilia out on track right now as he starts his first lap, and that one's going to be cancelled. He brushed the wall going through 1 and 2, and that's not a good way to start your qualifying run here as he goes high again through 3 and 4. Now, he's going to have to look for an improvement this time around as he's very close to the wall again through 1 and 2.
Yeah, with that high exit out of 2, and Kevin Sibilia, he takes that same kind of, he kept it high through 3 and 4 on that lap. slots himself on that lap up to the 10th position to see if he can improve on it.
But he can't. He's run out of laps now.
Oh, I thought that was on his first. Oh, he brushed on that first one.
Yeah. So the first lap, he brushed the wall through 1 and 2 right at the start of the lap as well. So not a good time to start it, as qualifying is about 2 minutes and 10 seconds away. Still enough time for Josh Maxwell and Michael Sheffield to make it out of pit road. But at the moment, we've got a quiet track on our hands.
Yes, we do. Michael Sheffield doesn't look like he's going to put down a time. Matt Albrecht, the way he was running real slow around there, looks like he wants to be in the back of the field. But I got to be honest with you, Sam, I don't think there's going to be an advantage to being in the back of the field in the high-speed blender. You're going to see cars start overtaking. We see laps traffic every race where leader's going to come up on slower traffic and start putting laps on cars. You're going to see it pretty darn quick here at Bristol, because they're turning 15-second laps around here. This race is going to fly by. It's 250 laps. But if it stays green for 250, holy crap! That's over 4 laps a minute. We're done with 4 laps in a minute.
I mean, if it goes green the whole way, then it'll be a new world record, because I don't think any race has ever gone green the whole way in this at this track.
Not at Bristol, no.
But they call this the last great Coliseum for a reason, because this is literally the only track in the world that is completely encased by grandstands. Byron, you've been there yourself. What sort of an atmosphere is that kind of track like? Because it is literally just a stadium with a track in the middle.
If you're in the infield in here and you're standing, it is a very Coliseum-like feel is the best word I can describe. If you remember the old movie Ben-Hur, and you remember seeing the chariot races, in the old Roman Coliseum, that's the feel you get from inside this track, especially down on the infield. Those stands are deceptively tall. You can pack a ton of people in here, and it's a loud place. The track is very small, but the seats are it's almost overwhelming to stand in here and see, the spectacle that is Bristol.
Absolutely. As qualifying comes to an end now, just saw Jordan Collins just turn in the final couple of laps before this is over. But that is going to do it for your qualifying in this race, as we are going to go straight to the grid for your race here tonight, as we're going to just do this very quickly. 18 drivers set to take the green. Obviously, Stephen Baldwin Jr. is your race control for this one. So starting up at the pole will be last week's winner, Brendan Biesinger. He'll be joined in the front row by Kevin Ruff. Row 2 will be Mark O'Dell and Kevin Zabler-Dill. Row 3 will be Brian Fine and Jordan Collins. Row 4 will be Carl Burke in the VSM machine. Jerry Culver will be joining him on that 4th row. Craig Burns will and Kevin Sibilia will make up row 5, Byron.
Yeah, row 6, starting on the inside. Briggs Swope is going to be there out to his outside elbow. The other B singer in this field, Chad, he's going to start from the 12th position. Ryan Ezell in the 13th spot, followed by Jordan Eder. Jeff Carson going to roll off 15th. Matt Albrecht is going to roll off 16th to his outside elbow. Stephen Baldwin Jr., well, nope, that's race control, sorry. Josh Maxwell and Michael Sheffield, but I did see that there was a connection issue. I do believe Michael Sheffield did not get in, logged in. He had a connection issue, and he did not make race.
So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be missing Michael Sheffield for this race here tonight, but 17 drivers still in this one regardless, and we are ready to go racing for 250 laps here at the last great Coliseum, home of the Food City 500 in the NASCAR Cup Series. As you can see on the in Barney's flag stand right there, you see Food City 500. But yeah,
taking a look at some of these paint jobs tonight, these guys put in a lot of creativity on paint jobs, focusing in on that number 78 Navy car. Beautiful paint scheme on that thing. Still falling in love with the colors on the 65, the 16. I mean, these guys put on some creativity, and Pachi Kayar has the field in tow as he leads them around. We're going to get this thing under green.
Yeah, and you can't really take your eyes off the number 53. I mean, that's a pretty talented artist that made that one.
Yep, I happen to know the artist that made that one. He made several cars for me. He's got another one in the works that he showed me what he's doing tonight. And if you got people who are wondering who that artist is, happens to be my cohort. The guy with the coloring crayons that does not play well, does not like to share, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett.
Yeah, I painted the number 53, so what? Anyway, we're ready to go racing here as we're going to have 250 laps around here at this track, and it's going to be very fast-paced and a short venue, but still a lot of fun here as we get ready to go. One more lap to go. Lights are off on the pace car. Byron, I'll give you the honor of getting us going here tonight.
All right, Pachi KR, he's got the field in tow. Oh God, Frank, I love him for it. Cabin Rough, he's got control of the field. He's got Brendan Biesinger to his outside elbow, and Brendan's got control of the field. Cabin to his outside elbow. Lights are off on the pace car as we're going to get this thing underway. Pace car making its way around turns 3, 4 complex. Takes that hard left turn into pit lane. Waiting on Barney the flag man to throw the green. Green flag is in the air. Boys, I hit the loud pedals. Brendan Biesinger says, see you boys. Get some wheel spin, a little bit of contact. Wads up that bottom line as Cabin Rough is off and running.
A horrible start there from Brendan Biesinger, and he's going to have 3 cars to his outside for the start of this one. Kevin Zabladil and Jordan Collins going to take advantage of that one, and Brendan Biesinger having a horrid start right now as he's stuck on that bottom line. He's getting absolutely hounded already as he gets started. We're already into lap 2 of this race, starting lap 3 now, and Brendan Biesinger, Carl Burke into the outside wall out of turn 4.
Yep, caution flag on the flag. Didn't take long to find the caution there. Guys are Jerry Culver getting it all crossed up.
Yeah, he got into it with Carl Burke, who was trying to recover from that wall, and it looks like Kevin Sibilia got a massive piece of that as well. It wasn't Kevin Sibilia, I believe. I apologize. I think it was Kevin Sibilia. It was Kevin Sibilia.
Attrition is going to be played into this thing big time because no fast repairs here in this league. You got to wonder, when are they going to be taking tires? How long are they going to keep it out there? Cabin Rough in control of the field. Kevin Zabladil, moving on up.
Yeah.
From the 4th spot into the 2nd. Mark Odell holding serve in the 3rd position. But the biggest loser through that whole thing looks like, to me, is going to be Carl Burke. Falls down to the 10th position. Jerry Culver, bigger loser, falls from the 8th all the way to the back of the field.
And Kevin Sibilia is going to be in pit road as well. You see 3 cars in pit road already. Carl Burke in the green 53, the VSM machine. As he makes his way out of pit road, he's probably knocked the dents out of that already. And you see Kevin Sibilia starting to move as well, as Jerry Culver, who got the worst of that, is going to be in there a bit longer and probably going to go a lap down here now.
You don't have to spend very much time in the pit lane here at Bristol, even under caution, to fall a lap down. As a caution lap around here, believe it or not, is under a minute. So you got under a minute to get in your pit stall, get whatever you need done, and get out of your pit stall before the field's back on top of you, because they're doing about 45 seconds a lap under caution.
Yeah, and let's talk about that opening lap, though. That horrid start for Brendan Biesinger, burning up the tyres on the start. As far as starts to a race go, that's probably the worst one you could ever get right there.
Yeah, what he got was a ton of wheel spin. These cars, powerful motors in these things. 700 horsepower on this track, on a concrete surface, no less. When you take that green flag and you mash that loud pedal, if you're not careful, you're going to spin those tires, and that's exactly what happened to Brendan Biesinger. Spun the tires, stacked up that inside line. Everyone was trying to scramble to not make contact and get damage on their car this early. But if you think about it, we're already working lap 7 of 250, and we've already, we're almost 10 laps deep in this thing, and we're under caution, but it's going by quick.
That it is, as the lights are still on the pace car, so we are about to have them turned off right about now. So Calvin Ruff will pick the outside line for the restart, so an interesting spot to restart here, Byron, but I'm guessing from what we saw at the start, that outside line seems to be in play already here tonight.
Yeah, that outside line did not get the wheel spin on the initial start. That inside line did. Calvin Ruff could have elected the inside line, the shorter way to get to the corner, but I do believe he feels way more confident. He's had a start in that outside lane already. He knows what to expect and knows what his car is going to do. Green flag's getting ready to come right back out.
Yeah, pace car is off, and Calvin Ruff going to have the outside line. Zabladil to his inside, and we are racing once again here at Bristol. And let's see how many laps we can go before a caution this time around. As already we're seeing battles in the background. I think that was Craig Burns almost getting into the back of Brendan Biesinger right there as it comes through turns 3 and 4 for the 9th time, and onto the 10th lap they go. And we are seeing a lot of scrambling for position right now, but at the moment Calvin Ruff has control of the field.
Yeah, Calvin Ruff got an excellent restart again. That green flag came out. He said, "See you, boys. I'm out of here. Catch me if you can." And they couldn't. It looked like that inside line caught wheel spin again. But Kevin Zabladil was able to control that wheel spin a little bit better. He's still hanging on that second spot. Matt scrambled for third
was Marco Della actually won last week.
Oh, another one going to the inside, tagging the inside wall. Looks to be the 67 or the 57 machine of Brian Fine. Getting it all wrong coming off the corner. These guys have got to use that. This is what we call a rhythm track. You got to get in your rhythm. You're going to be on the throttle, on the brake, on the throttle, on the brake. It's a way different rhythm than we saw at Martinsville a couple of weeks ago, but a rhythm track nonetheless.
I will say an apology. Actually, it was Mark O'Dell that won last week. It wasn't Brennan Biesinger, so I apologise to Mark for taking that away from him. But speaking of O'Dell, he's made his way up to second place now and is looking towards trying to close that gap to Calvin Ruff, who is already out to a pretty decent lead already. Kevin Zabladil at the moment is trying to hold off James Collins and Craig Burns as things stand right now. Yeah,
these are already slapping that outside wall as they're searching for grip on the track. The 53 of Carl Burke has been rim riding that thing. I've seen enough sparks come off the back of his car as he's been at that outside wall 2 or 3 times and flattened it just a bit. Good thing we don't need aerodynamics too well at this track.
No, we don't. As we go back to the battle for third place right now, Zabladil, Collins, Burns, and now Brendan Biesinger getting in on the act here as this battle really starting to heat up between these 4 drivers. We're already on lap 17 here at Bristol, made that lap 18. Laps ticking up nice and quickly as things starting to get settled down here at Bristol.
Yeah, full fuel on these things, so these guys can run 120 laps out here on a full fuel run, but they're not going to be wanting to stay 120 laps on tires, I'll guarantee you that. As Calvin Ruff is just starting to just leg it out a bit more.
Yeah, but right in his draft out, I think Mark Adele's actually got some front end damage there. I just noticed that.
Yeah, I think he picked that up when we had that stack up on the initial start from the bottom line. But a lot of guys got a little bit of front end damage on that.
Yeah, we're still focused on this battle for third place between Kevin Zabladil, James Collins, Craig Burns, and Brendan Biesinger. As here comes Collins now looking to the inside of the 17. And can he get the move done? The answer is maybe, as it goes down the backstretch here, side by side and towards turn 3. And Collins has the nose out in front, and Collins will get the job done out of turn 4. Great move there by James Collins.
Yeah, Jordan Collins put that.
John Collins,
putting that nose out there. Textbook move, pass on the lower side. It's the time to do it while you got fresh tires and you can hold that line and gain some momentum. But notice how he goes right back to riding the top in the tire-saving groove.
Yeah, and I do apologise. It's Jordan Collins, not James Collins. I don't know what I'm talking about these days. But anyway, Rick Swope and Chad Biesinger starting to close in on this battle as well. You see the number 14 Sunoco car just ahead of the BSR car of Chad Beesinger. They're closing in on the back of Kevin Zabadil as Jordan Collins now leads the way in third place with Craig Burns now in P4, Brennan Beesinger in P5, and Mark O'Dell still trying to close that gap to Kevin Ruff right there. The gap more or less staying the same as it has been the last 5 or 10 laps here. He's there in second place. You can see Kevin Ruff in his in the distance. He just can't close that gap, but it's not getting any bigger.
No, you can see those two cars on the track. That's what 1 second of separation looks like here in Bristol. Yeah, it's almost a full corner. It's almost a full straight. But, I mean, they're hauling the mail around here pretty darn fast. These guys are turning, 130, 140 miles an hour diving into the corner, and they're 100 miles plus going through the corner. So, yeah, laps quick off quick. If you think about it, already working lap 27, or 28 now, of 250.
Kevin Zabadil falling back to P6 there after being passed by 3 cars. He's now got Chad Beesinger right behind him because Beesinger has made the move on Briggs Swope right now for that 8th spot. Let's go back through the field a little bit as we're looking at Ryan Izell in the number 5 now. Izell had a horrid race last week, looking for a better one here tonight, and he's doing all right so far, currently sitting inside the top 10. And right behind him is a man that's made his way out from the back of the field already. Josh Maxwell already into the top 10 here, Byron.
Yeah, Josh Maxwell up 8 positions so far, just slowly, methodically picking them off, and that's what you have to do here at Bristol. You can't get in too big a hurry to get there. You got to just do it bit by bit. So Josh Maxwell got his sights set on the number 5 of Izell. Look at him close up just a little bit more. He's carefully going to pick his way around Izell. Izell riding the higher side. Josh Maxwell taking that lower side by side down the back straight. Look for the pass here by the time we hit the start-finish line.
Oh, and just to say that Ryan Izell hits the wall. I've just noticed Ryan Izell is actually running a Casey Kane paint scheme. The number 5 Great Clips paint scheme was actually run by Casey Kane when Casey Kane was running with Hendrick for the short time. Right behind him there is Carl Burke, and Burke just trying to make his best way forward. He does have that front end damage, but obviously this not being an aero-dependent track, not hurting him too much here.
No, but the guys are sending it into the corners awful hard. Keep sending it that hard into the corners here at Bristol. You're going to pay the price here on the outside line, as Izell is being caught right now by Carl Burke. Burke right on his rear bumper. Burke looking for a way to get around. Jeff Carson watching that. Matt Oprecht right there. Three-way dance.
Yeah, but we've got a problem for Mark O'Dell. O'Dell has fallen back behind behind Jordan Collins. In fact, Jordan Collins has gone ahead and is now in the lead of the race. So something has happened here. I wonder if Jordan Collins has been doing what he did last week and saving those tyres and finally using the lap traffic to his advantage and getting to the front. And that's exactly what he has done. And now Jordan Collins out of turn 4, starting lap 38. Starting lap 37, leads this piece and it's starting to pull away from Kevin Ruff. So very quick developments here as Brennan Beesinger now moves up to 3rd place.
Yeah, Kevin Ruff looks like he's having a bit of a tough time with his car, not getting the grip off of the right sides of his car that he's looking for, as Jordan Collins is really starting to step out the lead on him a bit. Kevin Ruff drives it in deeper, but Jordan Collins just gets that drive off the corner so efficiently that he's able to step it out, and the gap is now opening back up to a 2nd.
Yeah, but Mark O'Dell is having even more of a rough time. He just had a collision there with Craig Burns there as Burns was trying to get around him, and Mark O'Dell is falling like a stone now and is struggling in that number 81 Hope Finance machine.
Yep. Mark O'Dell looks like he burned the goodie off of those tires on the opening laps. You can't do that here at Bristol. I know the guys want to get all that they can, but oh my gosh, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of guys just scraping the right sides of their. I wonder if there's going to be right sides left on the cars by the end of this race, Sam.
We'll find out soon enough as we're looking at Briggs Swope now closing in on Mark O'Dell as we've started lap 42 of 250. We've only had 1 caution so far here tonight. I don't want to tempt fate here, but it looks like we're having a good race so far as we're looking side-by-side action between Kevin Sibilia and Carl Bett, but Sibilia trying to get a lap back the hard way and just going through the middle of them. That is Matt Opbrook, as he's starting to try and get around Carl Bett for what is P10.
Yeah. Being here at the house, being able to use actual good timing and scoring, watching the close battles on here. The battle for third, fourth, and fifth is really close and heated up. Throw a blanket over these guys, and I'm talking about Brennan Biesinger, Kevin Zabladil, and Chad Biesinger. The Biesingers have kind of teamed up and starting to move their way forward.
Yeah, Zabladil now right in the back of Kevin Ruff now as he's managed to get around Brennan Biesinger. We got tyre smoke around there. We got one down the bottom of the track. That's Brian Fine having a problem out of turn. I believe that is turn 2. So Brian Fine having troubles here, as he's going to take it to pit road and probably get some damage fixed on that car. Jordan Collins now out to a pretty impressive lead now over Kevin Ruff, who's still trying to hold off Zabladil and two Biesingers.
Yeah, Fine. It looked like he wanted to get to pit road, but he missed pit road. Now it looks like, you know what? I think I'm going to stay up on the track.
Now he is, as now Kevin Ruff is doing everything he can to keep Zabladil behind him. Now they're coming up on, I believe that's Matt Opbrook they're coming up on, and they're going to split him round either side. And it's actually Jordan Netta they've gone around, and they're going to go either side of him as they're still battling here for second place here. It's a great battle between Zabladil and Ruff right now. And Zabladil got the nose out in front coming in towards turn 3, and Brandon Biesinger wants a piece of this, as this is a fantastic battle between Ruff and Zabladil right now.
I'm telling you, this is a testament to the drivers in this league. We're watching this battle go on this close, this tight quarters, at this track in particular, and those guys haven't brought out a caution in the past 10 laps. Hats off to the driving skills of these gentlemen.
As Ruff just slides up and tags the wall ever so slightly there, trying to stay off the side of Zabladil, who gladly takes away second place now and will set off in search of Jordan Collins. But Collins is well up the road right now. Great racing.
Yeah, I'm just watching around the track. I'm seeing a lot of guys tapping that outside wall. Going to be a lot of optional repairs the first time pit cycles come up. And I'm just starting to wonder, you know, how long it's going to be before we start seeing green flag pit stops. We're already over 50 laps into this thing. Caution on the track.
Yeah, Marco Dow, we saw him having those troubles before, and now it's come to a head here as he comes through turns 3 and 4, and it's a bit of net code, I believe. Oh, it's a big net code between Odell and the 88 of Josh Maxwell.
But I gotta go back and take a look at that. I don't think that was net code at all.
I didn't see any contact with it. Well, the initial contact wasn't net code, but was net code, but the contact after it wasn't. Yeah, the initial quote unquote contact that turned Odell around was not contact, it was net code, but the contact after it, which finished the whole situation off, was.
Wholesale pit stops going on under caution.
Yeah, as the sun is hidden behind the stadium right now.
We're going to have lights here, Bristol here, before too much longer.
Yeah, it's gone a bit dark out there on track right now. But great racing so far. We've gone past the 50 lap mark as we've just seen great side-by-side racing, and that battle between Zabladil and Kevin Ruff was just one to behold right there.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, lap after lap after lap, to be able to keep it clean like they did, it was just amazing, and a testament to the skills of the drivers. Bristol is not an easy track to compete on. Trust me, I have driven on it in iRacing God knows how many times, been to races here in person. It is not the most easy of tracks to do. And I can tell you, when you are done racing on this track in iRacing, or well, even more so in real life, you are physically and mentally whipped.
Jordan Collins taking it to pit road after everybody else has been down pit road. This is not a good thing here to happen to the 13. He is going to have to fall to the very back of the field here, and just more bad luck for Jordan Collins here. He can make it back up. We've seen that he's got some speed in that car, but just a bit more bad luck for Jordan Collins. Remember last week he got that penalty after leading so many laps, and it really ruined his race. So Collins in pit road.
Look, I don't think Jordan Collins, when the caution came out and everybody pit, Jordan Collins stayed on track. He fake pitted, and then he came in and pit behind everyone, so that's a bit of strategy going on there.
A very strange strategy going on.
Especially at this track.
Yeah,
He's going to have to be beyond patient to pick his way back through the field again.
Yeah, as lights are off on the pace car, Byron, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to hand it to you to get us going once again.
Well, Mac Oprecht's got the field in tow. He's got Cabin Ruff to his outside elbow. Pace car is going to be taking that hard left turn into pit lane. As a matter of fact, as I say it, he does it. Barney the flag man's got the flag in his hand. Green flag goes in the air, and Oprecht gets one heck of a launch on the bottom as, Brendan Biesinger gets it wheel spin again on that initial start, stacks up that inside line.
Yeah, and he's not really getting the restarts the way he wants them, but still holds on to third place regardless as to come out of turn 4 to start lap 59 here. Cabin Ruff now looking to the inside of Matt Albrook as they go through 3 and 4, and yellow flag is out again. It's Jordan Netter involved this time.
Yeah, Jordan Netter going back, take a look, see what happened.
Got the apron.
Looks like he just got it down on the apron. Now let's talk about that. The apron, what is that? That's that low spot below the racing groove. This track is so banked, even on the straightaways, it's got a big, a big banking on it. And if you get your tires off of that concrete racing surface down onto that apron, you're going to upset the balance of the car massively to where the rear end is just going to want to step out, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so no damage on Jordan Netter's car, but he is, I think he's a lap down, so he's going to have to bite the bullet on this one and have to, well, forego the lucky dog, so to speak. I'm pretty sure that's going to go to Brian Fine, and it is. So Fine is going to get a lucky dog here and get himself back on the lead lap here, so good for him. Hopefully he can put those early problems behind him and get a decent position here tonight.
About a quarter of the way through this race already, working lap 61 under caution. Matt Oprecht, he is up 15 positions, sitting in first right now. Cabin Ruff behind him. Brendan Biesinger in third. I'm going to keep my eyes on that 68 on this next restart, see if he catches another instance of wheel spin, because he sure stacked up that inside line again.
That he did. As well, the 88 of Josh Maxwell in pit road right now as Jordan Collins had a incident here. Let's take a look and see what's happened to him. No such problems for Jordan Collins. Not really sure why the timing and scoring came up with a red thing. I'm pretty sure you had the same thing come up on yours, but wait, have you got SDK up, or is it just
I actually have SDK up and running.
okay, so you probably saw the same
It
thing.
gave me a Jordan Collins crashed.
Yeah, that's just SDK playing silly buggers with us. Anyway, Matt Albrook managing to get his way to the front here by way of the pit stops. He actually stayed out, so Albrook inheriting the lead through that through the caution before this one. Now, how long he's going to hold it out for with the older tyres is another story, but he's going to have a difficult time here. I know it's Bristol. I know that aerodynamics are not a thing, but tyres most definitely are around here.
Oh yeah, they are. That's why you saw everyone go and get tires on that, but this was a quick caution. They didn't come in and take another set because, like I said, you got limited sets of tires here tonight. We have the set you started on and 4 other sets in the pits. So everyone came, they took one set of tires. There should be 3 more sets of tires in there for these guys.
Absolutely. So, yeah, just got confirmation there from Ryan Izella. I actually put the message in before the broadcast started that Michael Sheffield has connection issues, so can't get in. Apparently several guys were unable to make it tonight due to Mother's Day engagements. By the way, happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there here as we are ready to get going for this restart.
Pink car's off!
Yeah, Matt Hopbrook is going. Green flag is in the air and we're racing once again, but happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And Hopbrook out to a pretty decent lead already, and Brendan Biesinger finally gets a decent restart here.
Yeah, but if you take a look at the 23, Chad Biesinger behind him, he left a lot of room behind Brendan because, if Brendan would have hit the wheel spin, he would have been all over in his tail. That bottom line left a lot of slack expecting it, and that outside line just took off like a rocket.
Yeah, and already making his way for the field is Jordan Collins. Remember, he had to restart from the back of the field after making a very late pit stop in the caution before the last one, and he is already up to P6, and we've got problems for Josh Maxwell. Maxwell has had a problem. Let's go back and take a look at it while we're watching the action out on track, and he was on his own, so not really sure what happened here. Oh, he hit the wall coming down to turn 2 and just smacked the inside wall. Managed to tow it before a caution came out. And we've got problems here for Matt Hopbrook. Matt Hopbrook is, like I said, tyres are a thing here, and we're seeing him fall back from the field. His caution is out again, and I believe it was Jerry Culver again involved in this one.
Yeah, going back, taking a look at what happened.
All contact with Brian Fine. Oh no, Brian Fine is not going to be happy with that one. Just got the lucky dog and finds himself in pit road and probably on the retirement. Probably on the hauler at this point.
Yeah, I don't look for these guys to be coming to the pits again. Now's the time where cautions will start to breed cautions.
As they do here at Bristol, and I did say Brian Fine was in pit road. He is actually not in pit road. One driver that is in pit road is Josh Maxwell with a very beat up number 88 machine. Just not having a good night is that driver, as we're under our 4th caution of the night here, 3 in consecutive nature, and you say it's going to take a mental toll on these drivers just going round and round and round for many laps, but these cautions are doing just the same thing here.
Yeah. You get it. What happens under caution? Yeah, you get a break. And I said, it's physically demanding, it's mentally demanding, but under caution, you get a break. But what's happening while you're taking that break is you're falling out of your rhythm because things happen so fast here in Bristol. I mean, your laps are only 15 seconds to turn a lap here, and you've got to be on the throttle, on the brake, corner entry, rotate, corner exit, on the throttle, on the brake, corner entry, rotate, corner exit, on the throttle. See what I mean? There's a pattern there, and you get into that rhythm. Well, this is breaking up that rhythm, and it takes a moment or two to settle back in, or a lap or two to settle back into that rhythm.
That it is, as we're, again, like I said, under our 4th caution. But yeah, going to be a... We're going to be expecting a few more cautions here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got to prepare you for that one, but still, lots of fun action here at Bristol. We always have fun here when we come to this track, and I'm not a fan of short tracks, but this one has got to rank up there as one of my favorites.
A high-speed blender. By definition, it's a short track. It's a half-mile long. But it doesn't race like a short track. Because of the high banking and the high speeds, as it races like a short track in the form of tempers will flare, but it doesn't race in the way of a short track because these cars get to moving around here.
Yeah, my other favourite short track, I think is... my other favourite short track is North Wilkesboro, but that's for sentimental reasons. But anyway, Byron, get us going once again.
Cabin Rough, Craig Burns on the point. Cabin Rough hits the loud pedal quick. Green flag goes. Don't know what happened with Craig Burns in the 48. He was caught sleeping on that restart, but wow, he just shoots right up into that second spot, right in front of the 23 of Chad Biesinger, Carl Burke in fourth, and Jordan Collins. Well, make that Jordan Collins in first and Carl Burke to fifth. Jordan Collins working his way right back up.
Yeah, and he got a bit of a wiggle there coming out of the corner, but still stays in front anyway as they came through towards turn 3, but out of through turns 3 and 4 once again. Jordan Collins now closing in on the back of Chad Biesinger. We've got problems with Brendan Biesinger. He seems to be struggling for pace right now as Carl Burke sails around the outside of the 68, and again, Biesinger just seems to be struggling on that bottom line again.
Well, like I said, it's a rhythm track. Ooh, gets it a little sideways. He's fallen out of that rhythm. You catch that caution, it breaks your concentration up. He's got to get back into that rhythm, and if he's not careful, he's going to be the cause of another caution as the 14 of Briggs Swope goes right around him.
Yeah, Swope now on the bottom line, Brendan Biesinger on the outside line, and that's the favourable line around here at Bristol in these cars, and Biesinger able to hold on using that outside line. Right behind him is Jeff Carson as well in the number 9 machine. The number 9 Bud Light machine. Just saw somebody strike the wall in front of him. I believe that was Kevin Zabladil that struck the wall there in front of them as he's currently occupying the 5th spot. As Chad Biesinger, the father of the two, is currently tracking Jordan Collins very nicely in that number 23 machine and is getting closer to that Budweiser machine. Is right in front of them. Craig Burns now putting Cabin Rough under pressure for the lead.
Yeah, Cabin Rough and Craig Burns, they've been throwing haymakers up here at the front. They've been trying to sort this out, but take a look at Jordan Collins. Running a smooth line, not diving it hard, not wearing out his gear, not beating up on those tires. He's like, the harder these two in front of me fight, the easier it's going to be to pass them later on. He's playing the long game here. I'm looking for Jordan Collins to be doing some good things, moving that car back to the point here shortly.
Yeah, he will, as he's currently occupying 3rd place right now. And right behind him, like I said, is Chad Biesinger. Craig Burns not able to close the gap to Cabin Rough anymore. He's actually got a better run coming out of turn 4 right there, but still not able to get any closer to him at the moment. We're going to go back to Brendan Biesinger, who's fallen just at the tail end of the top 10 right here. He's still right ahead of Briggs Swope, but Jeff Carson and Matt Holbrook have managed to jump him right there. Brendan Biesinger is still struggling out there on track.
Yeah, Brendan Biesinger, he's kind of lost the handle on that car. Being the younger of the Biesingers, he needs to settle down, get himself, get his composure back as he's working to the inside.
And we've got side-by-side action between Albrook and Carson. Albrook looking to try and get around Carson. And there comes Biesinger now. Got to jump in on that battle as well. He looks to have found a bit of pace now. He's got away from Briggs Swope as they're going to be side-by-side, almost contact between Albrook and Biesinger. Albrook having to back out of that one and prevent a big collision going on between those two.
Yeah, that could have easily got a car turned around. You know, that could have been easily lost control of. That could have easily been the next caution, but it's not, as Albrook manages to gather it up and keep it pointed straight. Back up at the front of the field, I'm kind of curious. Remember when Cabin Rough started out at the beginning of this race, Sam? And he ran away from everyone for a bit. And then all of a sudden it looked like he just had a parachute behind him. Wondering if he learned from that or if that's going to happen again as Craig Burns has kind of settled down behind him and Jordan Collins hasn't left their bumpers. He's got them in dead sight, waiting for one of them to make a mistake.
Well, it's all about the thing about these cars and this series and things like that. Always Cabin Rough hits the wall there coming out of turn 4. The thing you got to think about with these cars, with this type of racing, is that you can either have a long run car or you can have a short run car. It looks to me, if you're comparing between Cabin Rough and Jordan Collins, Cabin Rough has a short run pace car and Jordan Collins has a long run pace car.
Yeah, as they are tapping that outside wall, as they're pushing it harder and harder. I watched Craig Burns go into the wall a lap after Cabin Rough did. and watching it all unfold in front of him was Jordan Collins. Jordan Collins, I don't think, has really tapped the wall at all through this whole race, just holding a pretty wheel, just biding his time, saving his tires, saying, you know what, guys, battle it out. I'll be there, when you mess it up.
Here comes another one of them equalisers. Lap traffic is about to become a thing again here at Bristol as Kevin Ruff closing in on that lap traffic, and I believe that is Jerry Culver is closing in on. Yes, it is, as Culver is driving a pavement. No, it's not Jerry Culver, actually. That is, I don't know who that is, actually.
Kevin Stabilia.
That is Kevin Stabilia, who's got no front end on his car. And, well, what we usually call them is pavement modifieds now. The only difference is that the car is not trained to the left like the pavement modifieds are. They've still got all four wheels squared away, although that left front does look a bit tilted, if you ask me.
Yeah. Working their way around the 57 of Brian Fine. Lap cars just kind of holding the little line, getting out of the way of the leaders, letting the leaders do their things. Jake Burns just touching that, brushing that outside wall has allowed Jordan Collins, and lap traffic has allowed Jordan Collins to catch these two. Jordan Collins making his move to the inside of Craig Burns. Looking for that second spot, didn't quite get her done there. I'd say give it about 2 or 3 more laps.
You see what Craig Burns was trying to do there as Burns hits the wall again and Jordan Collins follows him in there. Craig Burns is diamond in the corner the best he can. The only problem is half the time he's not got it right and just brushed that wall there. Here comes Jordan Collins now diving into the inside of the 48 as Craig Burns can't do anything about it. Jordan Collins points his way up to second place, and Chad Biesinger going to be the next one to look to the inside of that Lowe's number 48 as he looks to move up to third place and does.
Yeah, Chad Biesinger dives it in under the Exalta 48 machine.
It's a Lowe's machine for me.
It's a Lowe's machine, it's an Exalta for me. I got Exalta on the hood.
Check to see if custom numbers are on or not. Anyway, as we go through this race, Jordan Collins now starting to close the gap. There comes Kevin Zabladil now looking to the inside of Craig Burns as they go through turns 1 and 2. And Craig Burns touching the wall in the exit of turn 4. That gave Zabladil that 4th spot, and Burns struggling now as Carl Burke occupying that 6th spot. And look who's right behind him, Byron, Brendan Biesinger has rediscovered some pace in that number 68 Chevrolet.
Yeah, like I said, he needed to settle in, gather his composure, get back into that rhythm. He had that rhythm really upset, and then a few other things happened that really upset him. And now that he's gotten back into that rhythm and he's settled down, he's starting to find his pace and move on up.
Move on up he did, as now Biesinger occupies that 6th spot and now can set off in search of Craig Burns. And we know Burns is struggling right now in that number 48 machine, and probably would be easy pickings for the 68 of Brendan Biesinger. Kevin Ruff, meanwhile, has got some big troubles as he's got Jordan Collins and Chad Biesinger and Kevin Zabladil right behind him. We've got a 4-way scrap for the lead here, Byron.
Yes, we do. And I was wondering about, Kevin Ruff. Did he just wear it off a little too much? As Jordan Collins was up on the back of him, Chad Biesinger's been stalking him all along. Kevin Zabladil making a slow charge to the front. As you got to wonder if Kevin Ruff just doesn't overdrive that just a tad too much in the early part of a run, as we are now working lap 106 up 250, closing in on halfway.
Oh, big slide there from Jordan Collins, and just had to chase it up the track ever so slightly to fend off Chad Biesinger. I'm wondering if there's a bit of a handling issue there for the 13, but he's going to dive into the inside of Kevin Ruff regardless to try and take that lead away. Almost a problem here. We've got one around on the backstretch, and we've got a big incident there. Lots of cars involved. I think that was
Jeff Carson getting it wrong, coming off the corner, and as the lead battle was coming up on him, as we saw Jordan Collins dive it down to the inside, that left Kevin Ruff nowhere to go.
Kevin Ruff and Chad Biesinger involved. It looks like Josh Maxwell was involved as well and it just created a big stack up right there. Jordan Etta involved as well, and that has got to be heartbreak there for Kevin Ruff and for Chad Biesinger, both of them going so well. And we're going to take a look at it from Kevin Ruff's perspective here. You see him, we're on board with him right now. As he comes out of turn 4, it's just smoke there, and that's that new smoke engine that we've been seeing since the rebuild here, Byron. You can't see a thing if you see that smoke.
No. Oh, it's bringing back the role of the spotter, if you think about it. It's if you had a spotter up on top of the stands calling you out, telling you, hey, wreck, look where you're going, watch it, then you'd have seen it. But we don't have that here, as pit stops are probably welcome for all these guys.
Problem for Kevin Ruff. He's got a very beat up car right now. Same for Chad Biesinger. You see, Biesinger actually doesn't look too bad, but still carrying some damage. You did get a big hit there off that incident with Jeff Carson there.
Yeah, looking at the number 12 of Kevin Ruff. I don't think there's that reminds me of that scene in Days of Thunder. Hey, there's a fender we don't got to fix. And he goes and kicks it.
Yeah.
Don't want you getting too spoiled there, Buck.
Absolutely not, as Kevin Ruff is going to bring it back down pit road again to get some more of that damage fixed. But again, it's going to be a case of cars coming in, getting some damage fixed and going back out again, as Kevin Zabladil is in pit road to repair some of his damage as well. I believe he might have caught a piece of it as well, as you see his Twitch channel on the left rear of his car, Zabmoto. Make sure you give him a follow on his Twitch channel right there. It's a very nice way to promote your streaming escapades, as Brick Swope now currently in the lead of this race, but obviously on much older tyres. He's stayed out through those pit stops. Jordan Collins in second, Craig Burns in third, Brendan Biesinger in fourth. And Brendan Biesinger is probably going to be happy about that, because every time he's been on a restart tonight, he's been on that inside line, and every time he's been on that inside line, he's struggled on the restarts with the tyre, burning the tyres up. Now he's on the outside, he might actually have a chance this time.
Well, wheel spin is a real thing here. We've seen it on the restart after restart, so we're going to have to keep an eyeball on him, as Jordan Collins finds himself up on that front row with Briggs Swope. Briggs Swope electing to take that inside lane. Sam, I do believe it's time to get us going.
It is, and Briggs Swope probably going to be on the unfavourable restart line here as we get them going once again, and we're going to find out if Briggs Swope can hold it on that inside line as the pace car is off. Green flag is out. Swope gets a big time spin, and Jordan Collins is around. Big damage on Briggs Swope, and Jordan Collins is going to be damaged as well. A horrid restart there, and Jordan Collins, more bad luck his way as he gets caught up in that one, and that car is absolutely destroyed.
Jordan Collins, by no fault of his own, gets caught up in Briggs Swope's tire. Looks like Briggs Swope just caught tire spin, got on the gas a little too hard on those older tires, and did not bypassing that pit stop did not work out for the driver of the 14.
We'll take a look from the dynamic cam here on that restart, and you see the tire spin he got there, hit the loud pedal a bit too soon, and around they go. Craig Burns getting a big piece of that one, and Jordan Collins hitting the end of the pit wall as well. That is big damage on that number 13, and you hate to see it, you really do. But one man, well actually two men that are going to be very happy to see that happen are the two Biesingers. They're currently sitting 1 and 2.
Brendan front, Chad behind, but Brendan's been, you know that when they get up there, it's going to be Biesinger and Biesinger on the front row. You got to wonder if tire spin is Brendan going to take that lower lane or not.
Well, We'll find out in just a minute as we are just about getting up to halfway, so that means we're going to take our halfway break. So do not go anywhere as we are going to take a quick trip to the little driver's room. We'll be back in just a couple of seconds as we get ready to restart in the second half of this race. Do not go anywhere. Lights are off on the pace car here at Bristol. We've just seen a pretty heartbreaking incident as we are ready to go racing once again here for this fourth round of the Dented Fenders 250. We are racing once again here at Bristol, and Brendan Biesinger, probably his best restart of the night, shoots off into lead. Chad Biesinger in second place, and Matt Hopbrook up to P3, Byron. Before the break, we saw a pretty heartbreaking incident there, especially for Jordan Collins.
Yeah, Jordan Collins getting caught up in someone's wheel spin. Older tires on a restart, concrete surface, Bristol Motor Speedway. Do I need to say any more? Do the math. That all equals up when you total it up in the calculator. Shredded sheet metal.
As we are going back to the race right here, Brendan Biesinger currently fending off his father right now as they're battling out for the lead. We've got one in the wall in the background. I believe that was Ryan Ezel hitting the wall pretty badly, and he is... Wow, that is a pretty wadded up car right now, as I'm pretty sure he might have knocked the toe out of that number 5 machine.
Yeah, well, he did manage to keep it straight, but he used the wall to keep it straight. He was way off the pace. Green flag stays out as leaders are going to be coming back up on him here very shortly.
There's a very different outlook on this race right now, as we currently have Brendan Biesinger ahead of his father, Chad Biesinger, as they come through turns 3 and 4 and complete another lap. We are going to be halfway next time around, but it's Biesinger 1, Biesinger 2, then we've got Matt Hopbrook in 3rd, Kevin Zabadil in P4, and Carl Burke in P5. Remember, he was involved in that first caution here tonight. Who'd have thought he'd be back up to 5th place already? Great run for him so far.
Well, attrition's starting to play out as the cross flags go in the air halfway home. Biesinger and Biesinger in the front, like you said. Carl Burke looks to be closing that gap down.
That he is, as he's trying to track down Zabadil, and right behind him is Calvin Rupp. Rupp has had his fair share of problems, and Craig Burns in P7. Right behind Calvin Rupp is Jordan Collins, but Jordan Collins is a lap down, and for those that are just joining us, the reason why he's a lap down is because of, well, Byron, why don't you explain it?
Well, what we had was somebody decided to stay out. Caution came out. We had a long green flag run. Everyone dove to pit road, but Briggs Swope said, you know what, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to get me some track position. stayed out on older tires. Oh!
We got one down, and that's Matt Hartbrook in trouble. Hartbrook is down at the bottom of the track. He's had a spin somewhere. Let's take a look and see what's happened to him. As,
green flag we stayed green on the track.
Oh, he just lost it by himself. Hits the inside wall. He kept it down there. That's why the green stayed out. And everybody else can continue racing, but for Matt Hartbrook, that is a pretty heartbreaking situation for him. As now Brendan Beesing and now coming up on lap traffic. That is Jordan Netter. He's just no, that's Kevin Sibilia. He's just passed us. That is another one that just passed out. That is Jordan Netter. They're going around now.
Yeah, and Jordan Collins is the only car a lap down. So if the caution should come out, he will get the lucky dog, but at the rate he's moving on this track, I look for Jordan Collins to possibly, if it stays green, to take his lap back the Hartford way, as he's closing up on the back of Carl Burke. Fresh tires are playing out right now. We're going to be coming up on to see who can handle the car on the older set of tires here, probably in the next 10 to 20 laps.
Yep, as Jordan Collins is getting closer and closer to Carl Burke right now, but the battle's still going on for the lead between the two B singers and now Kevin Zabladil, who's moved up to third place after Hartbrook's spin. Lap 135 of 250 as we're going to go to lap 136 now. And again, this race going very quickly despite the 6 cautions we've had now. Still lots of racing going on. Zabladil in third place. Cameron Ruff not really able to keep pace with these guys. He's pretty much on his own right now in that fourth spot, Byron.
Yeah, he got around Carl Burke, promoted himself up to the fourth spot. Don't look now, Carl Burke's got a whole rear view mirror full of Jordan Collins right now. Jordan Collins driving, a damaged car, doesn't look damaged the way he's handling it on the track. He's just using his same, I'm going to drive it smooth, easy, consistent, as he makes the move to the inside of Carl Burke right now and sets his sights for the back of Kevin Ruff.
Yeah, and that's a very wise move there from Carl Burke. He knows that Jordan Collins is a lap down, so the best thing to do is just let him go. Let Jordan Collins do what he has to do. He's not losing anything out of it. Just let him go and just run your race. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, and as we've seen, Kevin Ruff having a tough time getting around number 3 machine of Jerry Culver, as Jerry Culver got a little sideways there.
Yeah, Culver, multiple laps down, I believe, so having a tough time out there tonight. Jordan Netter is in P13 right now. Brian Fine is still making his way around the track. He's only 1 lap down. Now he is, as Culver gets into the wall there, he's been through the walls himself tonight, but still only 1 lap down. Should a caution come out, he will get the lucky dog here at Bristol. Actually, the lucky dog will go to Jordan Collins, but he did get a lucky dog last time around, so good things happening for Brian Fine there. But back to the lead battle here. Not really a lead battle anymore here, Byron. It looks like Brendan Beesing is starting to get away from his father right here.
Yeah, Brendan's getting away just a little bit. Chad's still sitting there in second place. But don't look now. Kevin Zabladil has just quietly moved his way up, and he's just knocking on the door of Chad Biesinger, waiting for Chad to make a mistake and not pushing the issue, because he knows if he pushes the issue to take that position, he's going to burn up his stuff.
That he is, as they come out of turn 2 right now, and Zabladil just happy to sit there for now. Still a long way to go in this race. We still have just over 100 laps left to go, make that 105 laps to go as they go through 1 and 2. And Zabladil just running the middle to high line, just conserving those tyres, saving that fuel for maybe if he wants to make an attack later on. If there's green flag pit stops, then that might help him in the future. So Zabladil just happy to stay where he is. Cameron Ruff, same for him, he's just happy to stay where he is. Carl Burke definitely happy to be where he is right now.
Oh, but the guy that's kind of on the charge is Jordan Collins. He is caught up to the back of Calvin Ruff right now. Give him about 5 more laps. I think he'll move around Calvin Ruff, because we see Calvin starts off great on a run, but falls off of that run.
Oh, Ruff is in the wall. Ruff scraped the wall there going through 3 and 4. As now Jordan Collins right on the back of the 12. It's the 12 versus the 13. 2 numbers next to each other in the numerical table. And also next to each other on the track, as they are not racing for position. Jordan Collins trying to get his lap back, but the longer he stays behind Calvin Ruff here, the more ground he loses to the top 3. And he doesn't want to do that, because if a caution comes out and he doesn't get that lap back the hard way, he will get the lucky dog, but he'll be right at the back of the field and have to do it all over again.
Now, taking a look, tell me if I'm reading this right or not. Kevin Zabodil, he's now taken over the second place position over Chad Biesinger, has been to pit road 4 times. That would give him, if he took tires every time, that would give him no tires left, as the Biesingers have only been on pit lane twice.
Yeah, it depends on if he took tires in those pit stops, though. I can check my time and scoring to see if he has. Last pit stop he was down was on lap 115, and he was in there repairing damage, so I don't know if he's took tires or not. That's unfortunately, as while Zabadil is battling his way through this lap traffic, Brendan Biesinger has been able to slowly creep away, and is now right on the back of Craig Burns to put a lap on him. Now Burns is in 7th place. He's going to lap up. He's going to, well, that's only going to leave 7 cars on the lead lap now.
Watching Brendan Biesinger, he has been picking. He's been timing his passes perfectly, catching the lap traffic at the right time to maximize the distance that he has out on second place at Kevin Zabodil. Zabodil having a tougher time getting through lap traffic, and one having an even tougher time than that, Chad Biesinger.
Yeah, Biesinger still got a decent gap over Calvin Ruff, and Ruff is still holding Jordan Collins behind him. The thing that, the reason why this is going to hurt Jordan Collins is because you see Brendan Biesinger there, he's just got around Craig Burns. Craig Burns now holds on to the lucky dog spot. So
now it's just...
Oh, Ryan,
yeah, go ahead.
Ryan Ezell. Actually, they've lapped Ryan Ezell and Matt Otbrook as well. So Jordan Collins needs to get a move on if he wants to get a lucky dog spot. He's got to pass 3 cars now to get himself back up in that spot. But the way things are going right now, he's stuck behind Calvin Ruff. Jordan Collins is in a world of trouble right now.
Yeah, Jordan Collins, the only way that he would, he's going to get to get that lap back is if a caution comes out and he stays out and takes a wave around. Didn't work out too well for Briggs Swope, and that's why Jordan Collins is in the position that he's in, is because that's exactly what Briggs Swope did.
Matt Otbrook is in pit road, and remember, he was on the oldest tyres out of everybody. Actually, I don't think he was. To be fair, he's taking it down pit road for some fresh tyres and fuel. As we go back to the leader, Brendan Biesinger. And Biesinger looks as though he's starting to slowly close in on Briggs Swope as well. And Swope doing a great job keeping it in P6 on that in that pavement modified right now.
You know what? Briggs Swope and a pavement modified. Jordan Collins, 3 positions behind him. Briggs Swope goes to be, if he gets past, he'll be the first car 1 lap down. And Jordan Collins is like, dude, you're the reason I'm here. I mean, I would be a little fuming over that, once I thought about it. How about you?
Yeah, I'd be pretty annoyed about it as well, as looking at Chad Biesinger now.
Now, when I talk about that, folks, I'm not saying, I'm not calling anybody out for that. I'm just saying how I would feel about it. That was just wheel spin on a strategy call. It happens. But it would leave me a little tight. Whoa! That would leave me a little bit tight as Craig Burns up into the wall and off the wall.
Yeah, Chad Biesinger just trying to get around Craig Burns, and Jordan Collins finally got around Calvin Ruff now, and is in search of Craig Burns to try and get him for position, and gets him for position because Craig Burns slammed the wall right there. So
Craig Burns has used that car up.
Yeah, Jordan Collins is now up to P7. Ryan Izell will be the next target for Jordan Collins, and Izell on his own is struggling as he gets passed by Matt Altbrook, who's actually on fresher tyres now. But we continue on. Brendan Biesinger out to a pretty sizable lead now, Byron.
Yeah, Brendan Biesinger just picking his way through traffic. That's kind of surprising. He did not show this kind of patience and pace early in the race, but wow, this race has really come off his direction.
Yeah, and just as the sun comes out as well, once again, we were under a bit of cloud cover before, but now the sun is out again, and the sun is definitely shining on that number 68 machine. Had a troubled start to get around, and now goes Matt Altbrook, goes around once again, and problems. Yellow flag will fly, and Brendan Biesinger will not be happy about that.
No. Brendan Biesinger, he was like, please stay green, stay green, stay green, stay green, stay green. But let's talk about pit stops here. If it stays green, pit stops are not the easiest thing to do under green flag conditions at this track.
Now, as we look back at the incident for Matt Altbrook, let's take another look and see what happened there as we go to the dynamic cam, if I can find it, see exactly what happened here. And it was Kevin Sibilia that caught the left rear of the driver of the 16, and that was enough to spin him around out of turn 4 and into that inside pit wall. And unfortunately, didn't stay down this time. He managed to, the car unfortunately spun back up onto the track and brought out the yellow flag as Brendan Biesinger, Kevin Zabladil, Carl Burke and Brick Swope bring it down pit road.
Chad Biesinger holding it out there along with Calvin Ruff. Now, you got leaders that stayed out on the track. That's going to kill the wave around for anyone that was thinking about it, and you know who I'm thinking about when I'm talking about that, the 13 of Jordan Collins.
No, Jordan Collins managed to stay out ahead of the leader, so Jordan Collins will get that wave around. The only problem for Jordan Collins is that he will be on so much older tyres than everybody else now, as everybody else starting to bring him down. Chad Biesinger, Calvin Ruff coming down pit road. Ryan Izell is down pit road as well, as he did not get lapped. Well, he did get lapped on that last before the caution came out, and Ryan Izell actually was the one that got the lucky dog. This is why Jordan Collins has had to stay out here.
Craig Burns electing to stay out as well by the looks of it.
That he is. Derek Culver staying out as well. And in front of them is Brian Fine, I believe. That is Brian Fine in the McDonald's Chevrolet. No rear bumper on that car. And that's the only car, I believe, that doesn't have a rear bumper. So, is pretty easy to tell from the others. As lap 174 here, we are very steadily closing in on the final stages of this race, and it's Brendan Biesinger that's going to have the lead coming back to the grid now. Biesinger started up on the pole, had a mare of a start on lap 1. Will be looking to have a good restart this time around, as he will try and fend off Kevin Zabladil, who is in second place. Carl Burke taking advantage through the pit stops here, Byron. He's up to third now.
Yeah, Carl Burke, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Can he hold that 53 in that third spot? He's going to have a tough time doing it because he's got some pretty aggressive drivers in the form of Chad Biesinger, Briggs Swope, and Calvin Ruff right behind him. And we've seen the aggression level get dialed up a little bit more on these restarts. And as we're winding down on laps on this thing, we only got 75 laps to go to finish this thing off. The aggression level is going to be dialed up even more.
Yeah, lights are off on the pace car, Byron. I believe it is your turn to get us going.
Lights off on the pace cars. The wave around cars go to rejoin the rear of the field. Brendan Biesinger's got command of them. Looks like he is going to take the restart on that outside lane. Kevin Zabladil to his inside. Pace car takes a left turn off of turn 4. Green flag goes in the air, and wow, did Kevin just fall asleep on that restart? Brendan said, "See ya, I'm checking out, goodbye." Move Chad up to second place.
Yeah, Chad Biesinger up to second from fourth. That outside line working a treat for both of the Biesingers here. As now Kevin Zabadil going to try and come back at him here, trying to dive to the inside line through 3 and 4 here, and he's going to try and take away that second place. Actually made that through 1 and 2 as he moves his way back up to second place. Chad Biesinger is going to try and cross him over. Not quite close enough as he stays in third place.
No, he carried that momentum. He went into what we call full-on send-it mode into the corner. But Fresh Tires able to hold that momentum and hold that grip. Move Kevin Zabadil up to the second spot on a beautiful move.
Yeah, great recovery from that bad restart for the 17 as he now sets off in search of Brendan Biesinger. And the way Biesinger has been running so far here tonight, it could be a difficult task here, but Zabadil's going to give it a good go anyway. We are on lap 179 of 250, made that 180 of 250. We have 70 laps to go at the line here, Byron.
Yeah, 70 laps may sound like a lot. No, it's not here, especially here in Bristol. Laps are winding down. These guys are feeling the pressure to get all that they can get.
Carl Berg still holding on to P4. He's got Kevin Ruff right behind him in that Wrangler number 12. And Briggs Swope there, still missing the front end of his car. Still in P6, Orion Izell in P7. Jordan Collins back on the lead lap, but on really old tyres, is in P8, struggling to keep up with everybody else. And Craig Burns, also on old tyres, struggling to keep up as well.
Yeah, at the timing and scoring, the last lap for Jordan Collins, 16-second lap to the leader's 15.4. So those old tires aren't able to hold the pace on him. He's hoping that they hold pace to keep him on the lead lap, or at least a lucky dog position for, before the next caution comes out and he can work his way back onto the lead lap with fresh tires. Jordan Collins working strategy the best he can so far, paying off, holding that last spot on the lead lap.
That he is as he come out of turn 2 right now. Brendan Biesinger still leading this thing. Kevin Zabadil still in second. Chad Biesinger trying to hold on in third, and he is holding on in third because they've got away from Carl Burke, and Burke still trying to catch up to them. Not really has the pace to catch up to that top 3. But still doing well in P4. He's got Kevin Ruff behind him. Ruff not able to catch up to the 53 either. So we're in a bit of a status quo right now.
Oh, as we got lap traffic starting to become an issue, Kevin Zabadil made a bold move towards the inside of Brendan Biesinger, but not quite able to get the job done. Falls back into second place again.
Yeah, that was Jeff Carson. That was that halted that little dive there for Zabadil. Now Zabadil going to try again. He's ever closer to the 68 as they come out of turn 2. Going to look towards turn 3. They're coming up on Brian Fine now, as Fine looking to go a lap down once again, and he does, as the battle for first place is on. Zabadil and Brendan Biesinger starting to get away from Chad Biesinger, who's fallen back into the clutches of Carl Burke.
Yeah, this lead battle, and I'm wondering, okay guys, when are you going to settle it down? Because you are burning some rubber up on these things, and we got a long way to go before we settle this in lap count as far as tires go. But as far as time goes, yeah, time's running out. I guess it is time to hit the scramble button. Let's get it done.
Yeah, Carl Burke trying to close that gap to Chad Biesinger, but look who's right on his tail right now. Cameron Ruff has found some pace here and is right on the back of Carl Burke for that battle for fourth place right now, as things are starting to heat up now as we're coming to 60 laps to go here. And Byron said doesn't take long to get through 10 laps. We're just sitting right there as Cameron Ruff moves his way up to P4 right now. It's a pretty simple move there for the 12.
Yeah, Carl Burke just settling in on that run. He knows that attrition is a big thing on this. If he just holds a pretty wheel, Carl Burke knows he can walk away from Bristol with a top 5 finish, which is a tough thing to do in this sport at this track.
Kevin Zabadil starting to struggle now. He's falling back into the clutches of Chad Biesinger. Zabadil might have burned those up pretty early. He can do it on this track, and Chad Biesinger seeing a 1-2 on the card there for him and his son right now as they're coming up to lap Jordan Collins, and Collins must be absolutely fuming in the cockpit of that number 13 because he feels he should be in the position of the car right behind him.
Yeah, he feels he should be there. He had the car to do it. You can see how old and worn those tires are on the 13 as he comes around the corner. You see him getting it sideways as Brendan Biesinger comes to put the lap on him. He's now in the lucky dog position. Hopefully he can stay there, but the next up on B Singer's hit list is not too much further away.
Absolutely, as we are really quickly ticking off these laps now. We're about to head towards lap 200 of this 250 lapper here, and it's been a race of attrition. We've already seen it here tonight. We still have 14 cars running. Jeff Carson, Josh Maxwell, Mark O'Dell out of this race. Michael Sheffield not starting this race because of connection issues, as we are not really seeing any battles right now. Everybody just pretty spread out as they are.
No, settling in. They're just feeling what they got. They're wondering if they're going to have to come in for the money stop for a fresh set of tires, or are we going to have to finish it on this? If they're going to have, now decisions are being made on how hard to push as we approach the last 50 laps to go on what we're probably going to call the Mother Day mixer, because it's coming out of a blender for certain.
Yeah. They should have called it that instead of the Dented Fenders 250. Mother's Day mixer sounds about right.
The Mother's Day mixer in the blender.
Just seen Craig Burns down pit road repairing some damage. He's probably felt that damage is probably a bit too much of him for him as Josh Maxwell finally makes his way out of pit road after putting a new engine in that number 88.
Yeah, Josh Maxwell was there for a long time. That's about how long it takes to replace a motor, but he's going to come back out and turn some laps, get all the points that he can. Don't know if he's going to gain another position, but he's going to at least hold on to what he's got.
Well, Jeff Carson, I believe, is out of this race, so he will get that position at least. As actually Josh Maxwell is coming back into pit road. Probably doesn't feel that the handling on the car is enough for him to make it to the end of the race, as we're still looking. Well, we've got to look at Chad Biesinger here. He's putting Kevin Zabladil under a lot of pressure for that second place now.
Yeah, and the harder he pushes Zabladil, the more he's going to make Zabladil drive out of that rearview mirror. Not pay attention to the front, and you need to pay attention here, especially at this track, as he works his way around the number 3, Jerry Culver, and the battle for third is on.
Yeah, that's actually the battle for second. As it could be a battle for third, because Kevin Ruff is starting to catch up to these guys as well.
Lap traffic becoming a big issue in these battles. Kevin Ruff. Yeah, Jerry Culver getting right up in front of Kevin Ruff, halting that momentum. Kevin Ruff's got to be wondering, what have I got to do to get around this guy?
Yeah, Ruff not having it made easy for him by Jerry Culver. As he, like you said, his momentum being halted by the number 3 there. He was catching the back of Chad Biesinger. And speaking of Chad Biesinger, look where he is right now, right on the bumper of Kevin Zabladil. As they come out of turn 2 towards turn 3, Biesinger going to dive into the inside there. Zabladil going to hold around the outside and hold on to second place. But for how long here, Byron?
Well, as we see
that's Brad Biesinger in trouble. Brad Biesinger's hit the wall hard, and Zabladil going to take over the lead here. Big changes for the lead in this race now, and Brendan Biesinger making a huge mistake and costing him not just first. It's costing him second place as well. Biesinger in trouble.
Brendan Biesinger just overdriving it into the corner. That's what happens. Something breaks your concentration at a rhythm track, and you lost your rhythm. And all he had to do was miss his braking point by ever so much, and there it was. Car ran up to the wall, slapped the outside wall, but he's back to the back of that battle to throw a blanket over the top 3 for the top position. This is getting interesting as we're approaching 40 to go.
That we are, as now Kevin Zabladil leads this race. Chad Biesinger now finds himself in a battle for the lead, not just a battle for second place here, as Brendan Biesinger has recollected himself and now sits on the back of his father. Now he is going to try and challenge for the lead once again, as we are now literally 40 laps to go in this race, and we have a 3-way battle for this race win here tonight.
Yeah, 3-way battle going on for the win. You got to be wondering, man, is the great equalizer going to come out, or are we going to settle it just the way it is? These guys are driving for all they're worth, burning up that equipment. They got to wonder how long are these tires going to last. And if a caution does come out, man, you want to talk about a mad scramble on fresh rubber. It's going to be a good one.
Zabladil gets high up into the wall there. That might give the advantage to Chad Biesinger. But Biesinger opted to stay behind the 17 for now. Doesn't want to get into too much trouble. Not really go time just yet. We're on lap 213. Still quite a bit of racing left to do.
Yeah, but I've seen Chad Biesinger using the chrome horn just a little bit. Run up, give him a tap on that bumper, saying, son, I'm letting you know I'm right here. I'm right here. You know, Chad Biesinger tapping on the back bumper of Kevin Zabladil, saying, you know what, you make a mistake, I'm going to capitalize, and here he closes in again.
Yeah, Brendan Biesinger having a bit of a twitch coming out of the corner there. Probably not happy with the handling of the car after hitting the wall a few laps ago, as we are on lap 215 and 250. We are coming to 35 laps to go, and they hit the line. It is just this close for the top three. They have pulled away from Kevin Ruff, who's managed to shake off the trouble with the lap traffic now. Is trying to close that gap, not really going to do it at the moment. Carl Berg just happy to sit in P5 right now. Good result for him coming his way if he can keep it on the tarmac. But at the moment, Kevin Zabladil is the man in control. Can he hold on to the end?
Well, you know what? In the end, it's getting a lot closer than you think. You know, we may say it's 33 laps to go to the end, but 33 laps don't last very long when you click them off 15 seconds at a time here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Absolutely not. They're coming up on more lap traffic. That's Ryan Izell right in front of them in the number 5 machine as they come out of turn 2. Who is going to get the win in this one? Actually, I believe Jeff Clarkson is still in this race. No, he's not. That was actually Craig Burns they just lapped right there, and there is Craig Burns currently sitting in P11. Just outside the top 10, Matt Arbrook is the man that occupies the last spot in the top 10. He's had a couple of spins, and he was the man that brought out the most recent caution. Still in a top 10 spot. Good result for the 16 if he can keep it going, but we're going to go back to this battle for the lead right now. Brendan Biesinger, you got to be thinking if he does not win this race, he's going to be ruining that mistake about 20 laps ago. As I
was going to say, Kevin Zabladil doing everything he can to stay out in front of Chad and Brendan Biesinger. The Biesingers are just sitting there, just putting the pressure on him just enough to make him drive real hard as they make those feints to try to get down in. But Kevin Zabladil looks like he has seen the line that the Biesingers want to run, and he keeps taking that line away from them, which is about the best thing he can do at this point in the race at this time, as Chad Biesinger makes that look to the inside as he does ever so many times off of turn 4, just can't get it done.
Yeah, and how long before frustration sets in and people are going to have to start being moved here because Chad Biesinger is running out of time. Same for Brendan Biesinger, running out of time, and Zabladil still frustrating the two Biesingers behind him, and Zabladil makes a bit of a slip there, and Chad is right on the back end of the 17 as they come through turns 1 and 2. We're on lap 224. We're heading to 25 laps to go here. It's only a matter of time before one of those Biesingers runs out of patience and tries to move that 17.
Yeah, I thought he was going to move him that last lap, but he looked like Chad just backed off and said, nah, I ain't going to do it right now. But he had the perfect opportunity on the straightaway to give him a tap, push him wide on the corner, and dive it down, headed into turn 3, as Chad obviously wants that lower line in turn 3 and 4, but just can't get the speed as he looks to the low side again, coming out of 2.
Doesn't quite get it as he stays in second place. Brendan Biesinger just looking on the high side there on his dad, but not able to make the move right there. As if you're Brendan Biesinger, you've got to be afraid to try and get that, trying to force your way forward, because if it goes wrong, you not only are you going to take out the race leader, you're going to take out your own father, and you don't want to be grounded.
Same roof. Yeah, you don't want to get grounded. You don't want to get punished. You know, he takes out his father in a race. His father says, oh, no, son, that's just racing. That's fine. Oh, by the way, I need you to go cut a cord of wood and stack it over there.
Absolutely, as there is Chad Biesinger in that number 23 machine. Zabladil just doing a great job of holding on right now as we've got a crash for Brian Fine. Is that going to bring out a caution here? No. Fine jumps at pit road. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Brian Fine as he's on the apron and he misses pit road. Oh, he just stopped on the apron and towed it. So I believe Brian Fine might have had an incident there where he missed pit road.
Yeah, by electing to tow, he just went ahead and, did not bring the caution out, leaving this battle to go on as we are 20 laps to decide this thing. It wasn't that long ago we were saying 50 laps to go. We only got 20 now.
Yeah, and it's ever closer as Brendan Biesinger actually starting to fall back now as I'm guessing he must be gearing up for a final charge here as they've put another lap on Craig Burns. And there goes Chad Biesinger now. It's time to make a move as he comes out of turn 2. He's got the inside line going towards turn 3. Is he going to commit to this one? He is. Chad Biesinger looking to the inside out of turn 4. Is he going to get the move done? No! Zabladil has a big slip there, and it's almost ended in tears for both of them as Biesinger having to back off right there and try again.
Yeah, Chad just making that move, man. I'm just wondering how long it's going to be before Chad says, all right, I'm going to move you. Chad, looking at that low line, just can't hold it down on the older tires to get the traction for the drive off that he needs with Zabladil holding that line. Zabladil running kind of a middle-ish line, taking away every which way these other guys want to go. Zabladil doing his best to make his car look a hell of a lot wider than it actually is.
Yeah, as Chad Biesinger is actually going to let his son around on the outside now. So this is a strategy call by the Biesingers as Brendan Biesinger now takes over the second slot, and he will have a shot at trying to get round the 17 as looks like Chad Biesinger, his tyres might have fallen off here. Brendan Biesinger now fancies a shot at winning this race as it comes side by side out of turn 2 now, and Biesinger not going to waste any time, going to dive into the inside of Zabladil, but Zabladil again using that outside line to hold on. Great defensive driving by the 17.
Man, is making that car look so damn wide. The Biesingers, you know, have switched it up, said, okay, son, you go get him. You try it for a bit. As they're coming up on, put another lap on Ryan Ezell. Ryan Ezell being used as a bit of a pick. And I'm just wondering how long, you know, okay, the first Biesinger did not use the chrome horn. Let's see if the second one uses it, as we're only got 12 laps to go to decide this thing.
Now, what a battle we are seeing for this race win here at Bristol for the 4th round of the Medieval Racing League. As here comes Brendan Biesinger, a big slide in, almost loses the back end of the car, still trying to save it here was Chad Biesinger, going to take second place back away. That might be the race lost right there, and Zabladil just streaks away and is now about half a second ahead of both Biesingers now.
Yeah, he just did it, drove it for all he's worth, got it on that low side, thought he was going to be able to have it, just didn't have the rear grip under throttle to do it, as now Chad Biesinger is right back up to the back bumper of Kevin Zabladil. Zabladil, I mean, Sam, how many sweat beads are rolling down his forehead right at this moment?
Oh, there's got to be a lot. It's got to be absolutely water streaming down his face as Chad Biesinger now back on the rear bumper of Kevin Zabladil. This battle still going on between these guys. They're coming on the back of Briggs Swope right now as they come through turns 1 and 2. 9 laps to go here at Bristol. This has been a fantastic battle between these three as we continue on. He's only got to hold on for 8 more laps as Kevin Zabladil, and he will have a fantastic race win in his back pocket. But there goes Briggs Swope now trying to make it a bit difficult there for the leaders, but Zabladil makes it through. Here comes Chad Biesinger on the bottom line. Not enough room to make the move work as they come across the line. 7 laps to go here at Bristol.
Briggs Swope not making the leader's job easy at all. He's wanting to stay on that lead lap as his right, as is his right to fight for it, but he's off the lead lap now. Now he's fighting to be the, you know, the first car a lap down. But then the Biesingers are back all over the rear bumper of Zabladil. As they have finally cleared traffic, got a little bit of clear track ahead of Kevin Zabladil, back to running his sweet line as we've only got 5 to finish this thing.
5 laps to go here at Bristol. Zabladil only has to hold on for 5 more rotations. Brendan Biesinger nearly threw it all away there as he came through one of the corners and got it completely sideways. Chad Biesinger has to do something now to try and get that win away. Is he going to try something? Here comes Brendan Biesinger to the outside of his father. Is he going to try and get second place here? It's that close here for the win here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Your top 3 all on top of each other as they come towards turn 3. As we're coming to 3 laps to go here at Bristol, it's just that close here, Byron.
Never seen this close of a race at Bristol in this series. And you know, Biesinger turns him.
And there it is. The chrome horn being used. Zabladil goes around, and it's going to be Brendan Biesinger in the lead of this race. And the caution comes out. That is going to do it for the race here. I think Chad Biesinger actually going to get given the lead. I'm not sure if we're going to.
We're not going to have. we don't have green, white checkers.
Yeah, and that's going to give the win to Brendan Biesinger.
If your name is Kevin Zabladil, you are hot right now, getting turned, for the end of the race. But you know what? I was wondering how long it was going to be before the chrome horn was getting used.
Oh, they're coming in for a pit stop. So I wonder if we are going to have overtime. Let's take a look at that incident again. You see, Brendan Biesinger just...
Green, white checker. We got 2 attempts at green, white checker.
Great stuff. We got some racing left to do. Kevin Zabladil just getting tagged there by Brendan Biesinger, and that is a classic example right there, Byron, of the chrome horn being used. We're going to take a look at it once again from the dynamic camera, and you can see it right there. That is the chrome horn right there, and that is how you move someone at Bristol. And the great thing about this kind of sport here, Byron, it's completely legal.
It is. How many times did Earnhardt use that chrome horn when he was racing here at Bristol? How many times did we see Waltrip use it? Rusty Wallace, the king of Bristol. Oh yeah.
Absolutely, and great racing we've seen here tonight. Probably the best racing we've seen all week long. What a race we've seen from these guys here tonight, here, Byron, so far.
I knew it was going to be a good one. I knew it. Going into this thing, a lot of people were saying, oh, Bristol? Oh, the older cars? It's going to be a caution fest. Sam, we haven't hit double digits in caution. We ran green flag racing like you couldn't imagine. We've had side-by-side racing for the longest time, and that lead battle for the last 40 laps. Oh, my God. And we're going to settle it under green, white. Oh, let me get it right. Green, white, checker.
Yeah, your top 3.
Green, white, checker going to decide this thing.
The top 3 have been down pit road. They are on fresh tyres. Actually, made that your top 5. Top 6 have been down pit road, and they are ready to go racing for possibly the final time here tonight. Brendan Biesinger and Chad Biesinger 1 and 2. Chad Biesinger losing the front end of his car through that incident that between Brendan and Kevin Zabladil. Zabladil, crucially here, Byron, is in 3rd place, and he's going to be looking for redemption on this next restart.
Okay, yeah. Now let's talk about restart. How many times have we seen Brendan Biesinger have a problem with the tire spin on the restart? What kind of restart are the Biesingers going to get? Is it going to stack a lineup? Because you know that Kevin Zabladil is going to start inside row 2 right behind one of the Biesingers, and he is not going to lay back looking for wheel spin. He is going to be right on that bumper pushing.
Yeah, let's not count out Kevin Ruff here. He led for the early part of this race and has been competitive all night. Since he got that damage, has not really been up there. Carl Burke is right up there as well as Byron. Lights off the pace car. I'll give you the honour of getting this final restart underway.
Well, we don't know if it's going to be the final restart, but it's definitely going to be a restart. Green, white checkers, 1 of 2 attempts as the Ford Mustang pace car driven by Pache KR takes that hard turn in the left lane. And here we go. Green flag in the air. Brendan Biesinger getting the restart. But look at Kevin Zabladil on the loud pedal real hard as Chad has a tough time with it this time on the restart.
Yeah, and that damage probably helping it and not helping him right here as it goes through 3 and 4. We're going to come to the white flag this time around, and we are going to finish this one under green. And now can Kevin Zabladil close that gap to Brendan Biesinger, try and get that win away. I don't think he's close enough as Brendan Biesinger is going to bring it through turn 3, is going to bring it through turn 4 as we got Big Swope around in the background, but Brendan Biesinger won't care. He wins at Bristol Motor Speedway. Kevin Zabladil going to get 2nd place, and Kevin Ruff coming back at the death there. He will get...
Yeah, go back and take a look. Kevin Ruff laid the bumper to Chad Biesinger, spun Chad. That's who you saw going around back there. But, yeah, Brendan Biesinger getting a heck of a restart. Kevin Zabladil bringing it home 2nd place.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at this restart. We're on the dynamic cam right now as we are looking to see what happened between Kevin Ruff and Chad Biesinger. And they're coming down the backstretch here with 2 laps to go. And you're going to see it right about, not quite there. And it's going to be right here. Through turns 3 and 4, and yeah, takes the bumper to him. Cameron Ruff going to move up to third place there, and it was actually Cameron Ruff that went around, not Briggs Swope. But there is your race winner, Brendan Biesinger, going to be very happy with that victory.
Yep. Donut shop is open, folks, here at Bristol Motor Speedway as we're turning donuts on top of Bush's Baked Beans.
I mean, they do call the actual race the Food City 500, so I can't really blame them. As before we go to the interviews here, Byron, what a race we've seen here tonight.
Oh my God, I am still replaying over in my memory the that final battle, the final 40 laps with both Biesingers and Kevin Zabladil, and the amount of pass attempts and the amount of side-by-side and the amount of actual great defensive driving by the 17 of Kevin Zabladil. Oh my God, that was a show.
Yeah, as we are going to go straight to the interviews now. The donuts are out of the way, and we are going to go and find your race winner here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And it's gonna, I'm looking for him. So we are going to bring him down. As we're going to send Byron down, and Byron is with him down in victory lane now. Your race winner, Brendan Biesinger.
Brendan Biesinger, you have got to be a very happy person. You had some tire spin troubles on restarts, not that last restart.
Yeah, I was really struggling on our first couple restarts, getting going. That's funny. I didn't even remember that. It feels like so long ago. Yeah, not the way I would have wanted to win. I did not mean to get into Zab at all, and would have liked to have come out on top in a slightly different way. But I'm happy to book my spot in the playoffs, and yeah, exciting night. Hope we put on.
It's Bristol. It's short track racing, man. You know, for the last 50 laps of this race, Sam and I sat here and watched a battle for the top spot between you, Kevin, and Chad, and you guys. We were wondering how long was it going to be before the chrome horn got used. That was the term of the night, chrome horn. But it got applied. You got around. You got that restart. I mean, you shot off like a rocket on that restart. Punched your ticket. I'm going to shut up and let you celebrate.
Please do.
No, you do a great job. Thanks, you guys, for all the work you do podcasting. And yeah, I mean, when if you had the control, if you were the control car on those restarts, it was really, really tough to beat you. So I felt pretty good about it once I came off pit road P1. It just, I'm more proud of my long run speed. It wouldn't have been such a big deal if I wouldn't have got loose getting through lap traffic with about 50 to go. So, yeah, fun race. If I would have picked one place to get my first win in this league, it would have been Bristol. So I'm happy about it.
You did it. You got your winning league. You punched your ticket. Who are we shouting out to that helped you get here tonight?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Who are we going to give the shout outs to tonight? You know, that helped you get where you are. You know, winning this race here at you know, Mother's Day. You know, madness at the blender.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, shout out to any mothers watching this, including mine. Thank you for being who you are, and happy Mother's Day to you all. I would also like to shout out my dad. He's the reason I'm into sim racing, and I wouldn't be here doing this without his teaching and patience with me. And then I want to give a shout out to any relatives I might have watching. I know Papa Bill, Grandma Carla, Grandma B, you guys tune in sometimes. So if you're watching right now, here's your shout out. And then shout out the guys who run the league. I said last week if I made it to this podium, I'd shout them out every week. And I'm going to do it one more time because they are awesome for putting this on.
Right. Well, everyone, that is your race winner, Brendan Biesinger, bringing it home here in the Mother's Day madness in the mixer we call the blender that was on Frappe for sheet metal here in Bristol. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
That was your race winner, Brendan Biesinger, joining us in the booth, right? Well, joining Byron right there. Joining me in the booth is a man that was leading for the most part in the second half of this race, and I'm going to try and find him. He's here somewhere. I did have him at one point. Up here somewhere. No. I can't find him.
Oh,
I got him. As we're going to go and find our second place finisher, Kevin Zabladil. And Kevin, you led for the most part of that second part of the race, and probably didn't end the way you wanted it to here tonight.
I was really hoping for a win. I mean, Bristol's one of my favorite tracks, and every time I come here, I feel like it's a kind of an opportunity race. And these cars are difficult, and I just basically I killed my right front, and I was slow. And I told those guys, it's bad enough holding off one B singer at a time around Bristol. They're both pretty good there, but no hard feelings on it. It is what it is. I'm happy with second place. That's a good points night.
Yeah, talk about your defensive driving here tonight. You put on one hell of a clinic here with making that number 17 Chevrolet as wide as possible on the on this track. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do here at Bristol. Just talk us through that.
Well, it's kind of the fortunate byproduct that we had when we lapped that many cars, and at one point, we were getting down close to having all but the top 5 a lap down, and just product of those long green flag runs, and it kind of affords you that ability to be a little bit more aggressive there at the end, because you can only fall so far. So, I figured it's a good, like I say, it's a good chance. It's a good track for me. So I'm just as fine with second as I would have been with fifth. But the win's what it's all about, and that's what I wanted.
Absolutely, and that's going to give you some important points. I mean, it's a long way before we head to the playoffs, but this one. It might not be the win, but second place still going to give you a lot of confidence with one eye towards the playoffs later in the season.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of good drivers in this league, and just it's nice to be up there in the conversation, just on kind of pure speed for the most part. So good race overall, good confidence night.
Absolutely, and looking ahead to the next race, we are off to California as we head to Auto Club, the first of the two 2-miler tracks here this season. What are your thoughts heading into that one?
I had my hands full there when we did some preseason test races there, so I'm going to just tread lightly, and if anybody else has any struggles with looseness, as that track is prone to do, I'm just going to try to avoid the madness and bring the 17 home in one piece.
Absolutely, should be fun, and it always is fun when we head to Auto Club. But Kevin, congratulations on the second place here. Who's responsible for bringing that number 17 Chevrolet to second place here tonight?
Oh man, all these guys in this league. First off, Ryan and Steve and the whole crew that runs this, they put on a great job. They've got several leagues within our family, and all of them are just top quality racing and a lot of fun to be a part of. And, just got to thank them first and foremost. And, obviously we've got a great broadcast crew that helps kind of spread the word for the league. So appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Well, we try our best anyway. But anyway, Kevin, all that aside, congratulations on the second place. I know it's not the first place you wanted, but definitely a great run for you tonight. You definitely put on a show for us here at the track, and we look forward to seeing what you can pull off next week when we head to Auto Club.
Thanks, guys. We'll try to get one later on this year.
So that was your second place finisher here at Bristol. Now joining Byron from third place, if I can find him because he's hiding somewhere. Is the man that finished in third place. And Byron, you're with Kevin Ruff right now.
Kevin Ruff, man, you were up there at the front of this race. We watched you with a bit of a parachute in the back. You fought your way back up. It looked like you had a great car in the short run. Long runs were kind of hurting you. And then all of a sudden, the chrome horn for the third position, man. Tell me about the race.
Yeah, I mean, to tell you right now, a third place finish, I'm stoked. with all the events that happened. The Goodyear Chevy SS was super fast in the short run. I definitely could pull away and gap the field within the first 30 laps. Led 74 laps, was really happy, and then just an unfortunate situation with some lap cars on the caution, and I couldn't get out of the way, so I had a little bit of damage, and I had about 2 minutes and 45 seconds of repairs, so I just kept trying to take it in there as much as I can, and it's really hard at Bristol to get repairs done. Got it down to about 45 seconds towards the end of the race, and then that green-white checker come out, and I was able to finish the rest of it. And I really hate the outcome to get the third place with Chad Biesinger. I watched the replay, and it does look like it was netcode, but I just hate the way that ended, especially for me and him. We race a lot together, but overall, a scrappy day, but I'll take it for points.
Yeah, scrappy day. I'm just wondering if there's any fist fights going on in the pits, man. We saw scrapping going on all over the track. But I have got to tell you, man, you guys put on one heck of a show. That last 50 laps was so exciting. We couldn't just, take our eyes off it. Battles all over the track. You finished in third place. You finished it here in the high-speed, what I call the high-speed blender for sheet metal. But we're going to be taking it to a completely different track next week. Multiple groove racing. Watch out for the seams. The bumps are incredible. California, what are you thinking?
California's a decent track for me. Just got to be really calm and patient, and keep the momentum going. Biggest thing there is just throttle control, and it's just like here at Bristol. Throttle control is huge there. You don't want to overuse the tires. Just run your line. There's multiple grooves, like you said. There's multiple lines you can run, but just pick the line that's best for you, that you think you can save tires on the best in the long run, and just go with it.
Yep, well, that's where we're headed. And third place tonight, not bad. Going to move you up in points. Anyone you want to shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Just give a shout out to the Evolution Racing Network. They do a fantastic job with all these leagues that I participate in. I want to give a shout out to you guys. You guys do a great job up in the booth. We couldn't do it without you guys. We appreciate you guys calling the races week in and week out. I watch the replays, and I always got a smile on my face towards the end of the race because you guys just know how to call them. Big shout out to my team. I know they couldn't make it tonight. Some of them were with their mothers for Mother's Day, so you can't get mad at them for that. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And then last but not least, I can't leave it out without giving a shout out to my girlfriend. I love her to death, and she lets me do this hobby that I absolutely love and she absolutely hates.
Well, I know I'm, in that same situation, but it's not a girlfriend, it's called a wife. But you know what? We got to love them. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Congratulations on third place. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.
That's your third place finisher, Cabin Ruff, everybody.
And that was your top three interviews for tonight. And Byron, another word on tonight's race, and look forward to next week when we head to Auto Club. Tonight was a monumental battle for the win. Next week, we probably could be seeing the same thing again, but on a grander scale.
I'm still stuck on that last 45, 50 laps of this race. What incredible racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And if, we thought, we had no idea going into this, it was going to be the show that it was going to be. I had confidence in this field, but these guys showed some skill to keep those green flag runs that they did, especially at this track. Can't wait to get to California next week.
Absolutely going to be fun. And as always, it's going to be right here live on ESPN. But before we do, let's go through the results for tonight's race. And it's first win of the season for one Mr. Brandon Biesinger. Brendan Biesinger finally getting it on the top step of the podium here this season, and beating a man that made his car as big as possible out there on the track. Kevin Zabladil coming up in second place. Cabin Ruff moving his way forward, unfortunately, to a bit of netcode. He gets the third spot. Carl Burke, probably going to be happy for P4 tonight, was involved in the first caution of the night, but still hung it out there to get fourth place here tonight. Chad Biesinger probably not going to be happy with P5, but a top five nevertheless. Rick Swope going to come out in P6. Seventh going to go to Jordan Collins, and he's going to probably be very disappointed with the events that happened tonight, but still a top 10 regardless. Ryan Ezell in P8. Matt Otbrook gets P9, and Craig Burns rounds out your top 10 here tonight here, Byron.
Yeah, Jordan Etter bringing it home in the 11th position. Kevin Sabili at 12th. Jerry Culver, man, he had some issues early on, but he hung it out there. He brings it home in the 13th position. Brian Fine brings it home in 14th. Josh Maxwell winds up changing the engine in the pits, but he still manages to bring it home top 15. Jeff Carson, Mark Odell, and Mark Odell rounding out your field. And Mitch Sheffield, connection issues took him out of the race tonight. Look forward to seeing him in California next week.
Yeah, hopefully he can make the call for that race. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic situation. Looking ahead on the schedule for the coming week, tomorrow night we are back with the Rowdy Energy Cup Series as they head to Darlington. Now this is going to be an interesting race as tomorrow night they head to Darlington running the next gen cup cars, and this is going to be the first time we see those on ESPN cameras, so make sure you check out that one. Tuesday we have our usual double dip when we head to Road America for the UK Sim Racing Series, the MX5 Pro Series. Going to be interesting to see that one, and then later in the night we have Western States as they run out their season. Then Wednesday we are back with the Sim Racers Edge, and then later in the night at the same time we have Endurance for Amateurs as they head to their next round, and looking forward to that one. On Thursday we are off, then Friday we are back with the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series. But that is going to do it for us here tonight live on ESPN. A fantastic race overall, and probably the best race I've seen at Bristol in a long time, so make sure you go back and watch it if you're just joining us. But for now, that is going to do it for us here on ESPN. My name has been Sam Cooper Bennett, and joining me in the booth tonight was Byron Rodney. All that's left for me to say from this one is keep it clean, keep it green. We will catch you live on ESPN tomorrow night for the Rowdy Energy Cup Series. Have a fantastic rest of your Mother's Day. Good night.